How exactly do we use the economic calendar as our roadmap? If you've been following me on Twitter for a while and are familiar with my trade style, you'll know that I do not trade days that lack red folder news. Why is that? Well, news brings in volatility into the marketplace. Volatility brings in energy to price action and gives us those nice low resistance liquidity run moves, quick, explosive, efficient, fast price action, which is exactly what I'm looking for because my system capitalizes on high probability expansion days. And in order to have a high probability expansion days, it is going to need red folder news. So days that lack red folder news tend to lack volatility. Now, this isn't a guarantee, and there's of course going to be examples of days with no red folder news that have huge expansions, and that is fine. But in the long run, the probabilities will show that focusing on days with red folder news will give you the highest chances of being in front of the highest probability price action for expansion. So I got forexfactory.com pulled up here, and I'm going to show you guys how I can already schedule my week ahead of time and tell which days I'm going to trade and which days I'm not going to trade. So already off the bat, Monday I am not trading, and this goes pretty much every week. I am very adamant about skipping Mondays. The reason for that is that Mondays tend to lack red folder news, meaning they tend to lack volatility. Also, Mondays, in terms of the weekly range, in terms of weekly profiles, it tends to be the accumulation day or the Judas swing of the weekly profile. So for me, I'm totally fine with sacrificing one day out of the week in order to gain more data and give myself the highest chances of being in front of a high probability expansion day. So for that reason, I always skip Mondays. Moving on, we see Tuesday. We have red folder news on US dollar, red folder news on Australian dollar. So for this example that I'm going to go over right now, on Australian dollar, I had a trade this week based around that news event. If we go over here, use a replay tool, go back in time to when this candle was created. This is how the week looked like. I did my weekly forecast and I noticed this swing low and I noticed this weekly fair value gap, giving us our higher time frame context. Remember, if you watched my previous video, we need higher time frame context in order to place a trade. No context, no trade. Okay? It all starts on these higher time frame charts, the monthly, weekly, and daily. If there's no context on the monthly, you move to the weekly. If there's no context on the weekly, you move to the daily. If there's no context on the daily, I stop there and I don't look at this pair. I don't look to trade it. I will look at the rest of my watch list and see if something else is setting up. But for this right here, we have clean context on the weekly chart. We have a nice IRL to ERL movement setting up here. There's clear bearish order flow as we have now disrespected this bullish fair value gap, creating a bearish fair value gap at the same time, as well as disrespecting and forming a bearish fair value gap right through this bullish order block. So order flow is clearly bearish. I am looking for lower prices off of what? Off of this weekly fair value gap. So on this forward chart, let's skip ahead in time until we hit that weekly fair value gap right there. So at this point in time, I am looking for a 4-hour fair value gap displacing lower. That is all I'm looking for. All right, so let's move ahead and see if that happens. And it happens right here. So once we get this, I'm going to look for shorts. I'm going to look for my entry pattern in this 4-hour fair value gap. So essentially now what we have is we have a nice IRL to ERL presenting itself on the 4-hour chart. So this is our context that we want to take our entry within, because we have our weekly context right here, and now we have our 4-hour context we want to frame our entry pattern within. So let's dive into the lower time frames and wait for price to retrace up into that fair value gap. So here we are on that 15-minute chart, and now we have price engaging that 4-hour fair value gap, and we have our 4-hour context in action right here, potentially. because now what we're going to wait for is a 15-minute fair value gap displacing away, and that'll give us a confirmation, and we could look for entries in there targeting this low. Okay, so let's move ahead in time and see when we get that 15-minute fair value gap. So right here, you get your first 15-minute fair value gap. You then get another one right here and another one right here. So many of you have been asking, when can we enter prior to the news? When should we wait after? How can we predict which way news is going to deliver? It is all a matter of observing if manipulation occurred prior to the news release or if there's no manipulation prior to the news release. What do I mean by that? So we have this 4-hour fair value gap. What we're seeing here is manipulation higher already occurred. We hit that fair value gap. We're taking significant swing highs. Manipulation has occurred higher. Okay. On this news release, there is no reason for price to come all the way back up into that 4-hour fair value gap, especially after we've already presented the 15-minute fair value gaps displacing away. Okay. If anything, this is already an entry, and news is going to be one-sided delivery. That is the expectation you hold when you already observed manipulation into your higher time frame PD array. You're expecting a reversal from. So over here, what I did on this trade is set a limit order at the low of this fair value gap, stop loss at this swing high that created these gaps lower. This is a short-term high right here. And I targeted a strict and very simple 2R. My stop loss is up there because I'm also taking into account the possibility that the price might want to retrace into this gap. That's also overlapping with this order block as well. Okay, so that is why my stop is all the way up there. And my target is 2R, and I'm entering in this first fair value gap right here. Let's move along. My expectation is news to be one-sided delivery. Why? We have already observed manipulation here into our higher time frame PD array. So there's no reason to go back up. Let's see what happens. So we get tagged there right before the news, and news was one-sided delivery, eventually hitting targets right there and even hitting that 4-hour external range low. Moving on to the next example, let's do our top-down analysis first before we get to our entry on NQ. I took this trade last week on NFP Friday, and the context for that one was weekly internal to external. As always, let me remind you guys, you always need to have that higher time frame context on the monthly, weekly, and or daily. So this was our context. We are showing clear bullish order flow. There is no reason to be bearish, even though we did sweep all-time highs right here. We don't call tops in the marketplace. I just stick to the current order flow, which has been obviously clearly bullish. I will continue to expect bullish arrays to hold and ultimately continue pushing new highs. So this is our weekly context. Now let's drop into that 4-hour chart. On this week right here, I don't want anything to do with NQ unless we engage this weekly fair value gap. Okay, so let's just play price action, and I'm only going to pay attention once we enter this weekly fair value gap, and then I'm going to look for a specific signature and price to confirm the move higher. That specific signature being a fair value gap. So right here we have engaged the weekly fair value gap, and it is a Wednesday. Keep in mind, we do not trade Thursdays before NFP Fridays. So why do I avoid Thursdays? Well, they typically see lower probability conditions and tend to present seek and destroy price action ahead of NFP Fridays, because NFP is the big major news event. The market tends to hold off prior to that. So it's not a guarantee. Doesn't mean we're not going to see good price action. It's just what happens most of the time. And I play the long-term probabilities, as they always will work in your favor. Let's just play along this Thursday, see what happens. As we can see, Thursday, again, it's not a guarantee. So we had large expansion higher. This is good because what is this forming? It's forming that 4-hour fair value gap that we're looking for out of the weekly to confirm a move higher. Okay, this is all we need to trade up towards these highs and this high. So now we have 4-hour IRL to ERL. Now let me draw it with a rectangle because that's how I like to draw my fair value gaps. Okay, so let's make this much clearer right here. So now we have our new context, 4-hour IRL to ERL. So let's move ahead in time into this Friday, where we have NFP news. So from here, now that we have a 4-hour context established, oh, and by the way, I also forgot to mention this overlapping part right here, that order block. Can't forget that. So now, again, we have not only the fair value gap, but also an overlapping order block right here, right? So now we have these two overlapping PD arrays. This will be a very strong level to expect a reaction from, which is what I want to see happen on NFP. Since NFP tends to be very aggressive manipulation, larger than most other news events, I can totally see price having a very deep retracement to then target higher. Okay, so that is the expectation I held prior to the news release. Okay, so let's go down to the 15-minute chart here. So remember how on Aussie dollar we had already hit that higher time frame PD array we wanted to see a reaction out of? Over here we haven't. So that is why my expectation on NFP was for it to be manipulation lower into this 4-hour fair value gap right here. NFP is a news event you never want to trade prior to or during. Same goes for FOMC and CPI. Always remember those three. You never want to trade during or before. After is totally fine, but if you're traded during, you are risking getting slipped to hell and absolutely blowing your account. So just don't do it. All the other news events are fair game. So that is something to keep in mind. So now let's move forward in time until NFP release right here. Let me turn on this indicator by 2 degrees. Shout out to him. Really nice economic calendar indicator right there. So this red line is that NFP release. So let's skip ahead in time and see what that does for us. I want to see manipulation down, lower towards this overlapping PD array right here. And then from here, what I want to expect is a 15-minute fair value gap higher. That'll give us a confirmation that we do indeed want to go for those highs. That is our entry pattern, also known as a ST model. Shout out to Arjo again. That is where I learned it from. If you want to learn more about that, please do check out his channel. So let's see what happens. There is the NFP manipulation right down into that overlapping line of defense right here, that order block and fair value gap. Okay, so from here, I want to see what? A 15-minute fair value gap. And this is really nice that we saw that at the equity open. That is perfect. And what do we have there? Our entry model. So once we get that 15-minute fair value gap, we now have a potential entry. Okay, so what I'm going to do is set my limit order right here, stop loss at the low of this candle, just right beneath that fair value gap, and I'm going to target a strict 2R right around there. Now let's see if we get filled. There's the fill and exit in 1 15-minute candle, which was very nice. So that is NQ trade right there. As you can see, when we don't have manipulation, news tends to do the manipulation. When we have already observed manipulation occurred, news tends to deliver one-sided price action towards the draw on liquidity because there's no reason to manipulate. Again, we've already hit the higher time frame PD array. All right, so that is exactly how you can predict news. Eventually, this did keep on moving higher towards that weekly external range liquidity. What I expect now on Nasdaq is if we go to the 4-hour chart, can happen now is we get a 4-hour IRL to ERL movement, ultimately targeting that external range liquidity high and completing that weekly IRL to ERL context. So that's my expectation on NQ going into next week. I do think we continue going higher. Now, let's go to Monday. What do we have here? Let's go over next week's economic calendar and walk down how I'd look at this. So Monday, we have 10 a.m. news. Now, this is actually quite interesting because typically Monday, we don't have red folder news. What we have going on here, though, is we have a pretty clear setup on NQ going on right here. Remember, we have this IRL to ERL move setting up right there. And we have 10 a.m. red folder news. So what can happen right here is off of that news, we continue higher. So that in this scenario is when I would look to trade a Monday, when there is actually red folder news and when there is a very clear, obvious setup presenting itself right there. So that's going to be quite interesting going into Monday, as well as Australian dollar right here. We have 10:30 news at night. Should there be a clean textbook setup there, I will look to possibly trade it. On Tuesday, we have CAD news at 12:45 p.m. I am not trading at that time. That is afternoon. I don't trade Forex that late into the day. And we have New Zealand news at 4:45 p.m. I don't trade Forex at this time either. So Tuesday, there's no USD news. There's no news that aligns with my kill zones. So I am not touching Tuesday at all. Wednesday, there is no red folder news. I am avoiding Wednesday. Thursday is a trade day for USD pairs and indices. Friday, 8:30 a.m. CAD news. I will look to trade USD CAD should it present any nice setups there. So that is how next week is shaping up. And hopefully that clears things up on how to use the economic calendar. I hope I answered all your questions. If you have any more, please drop them in the comment section and I will answer all of them to my best ability. Also, if you enjoyed the simplistic approach to trading, I definitely think you're going to enjoy my free Discord here where I'm answering questions on a daily basis, as well as sometimes coming on here on typical commentary and calling out plays, trades live as they are happening. For example, this is that NQ setup reviewed earlier, looking for that manipulation lower, called this pre-market, eventually hitting that off the news release, looking for the 15-minute reaction on those fair value gaps displacing higher, seeing the gaps, and now that signals the entry, eventually taking the trade and exiting right there. So plenty of people took this in the group here, and this is all free. Link is in the description, so please feel free to join. I think many of you will find a ton of benefit from it. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Till the next one. Peace out.